Welcome to RVing in New England, the nation's only forum that puts you on stage with some of the biggest names in the RV industry. And now your hosts, John DePietro and Bob Zagami.
Good afternoon, good evening, 7 o'clock, Wednesday night. Must be RVing in New England.
Time out.
Why?
The announcer said John DePietro and Bob Zagami. That means we speak in that order.
No, you missed it. It said John DePietro preceded by Bob Zagami.
Oh, I missed that part.
You missed one of the words. Yeah.
You are over on the other side of Florida. I am on, where are we? Delray Beach. We are in.
He needs retraining. He needs retraining every 5 minutes. How you doing?
There's
Hi, guys.
Chuck.
Hi, Chuck.
There's Chuck. There's Randy is over there in the light blue, and Don Gatlin is going to join us momentarily. But let's tell people who we have for guests tonight in the second half of our show, because
the second half we have the first lady of RV rentals in New England, Sheri Fuller.
Sheri Fuller.
Annual spring appearance, if you will, on RVing in New England. Answer all your questions about renting RVs. And you know all about that because you're over there all the time. So what's your weather like? What's your weather like on that side of Florida?
Well, it's nice over here. We're in the dressing room. We can hear people talking. And we have a special guest. We have a young lady with us. Her name is Midge. She wrote a book called Rock Doesn't Roll on an Empty Stomach. Okay? And she was the one who provided all the food for the Kenny Rogers entourage from what years, Midge? 70? Yep. And this was before Amazon. It was before all those places and before cell phones and whatever. She had to prepare 3 meals a day. But you know what, Bob? Here's the RVing twist to it. Kenny provided her with a Bluebird Wonder Lodge to use as her vehicle to get around.
Hell, I would have cooked for them if they provided me the Wonder Lodge.
Yep. She'd come into a city and have to go shopping at 6 a.m.
They probably wouldn't have liked the meal, but I would have liked the coach.
Yeah. So let's bring Don Gatlin on.
All right, let's do that. Yeah. So those of you who expect to see Sheri's going to come on at 7:30, but we got special guests based on their schedule availability tonight. Yep. So straight from the
cruise. Don, the camera's over here.
Okay.
Straight from his last tour on the cruise ship. Hi, Don.
You got to get closer.
Just to be close to you.
Just sit on his lap.
Bob, we're gonna test the YouTube standards of decency tonight.
Just for 1 hour.
Does Don think he's on for the whole hour?
No,
you can have the whole hour.
No. For about 12 minutes, then Midge is coming on, and then
Midge is going to tell a story about when she had to open up a can of whoop ass on Florence Henderson.
Yep.
You got to hear that story.
Yep. Now, see, look at John.
She stole Midge's herbs and spices, and there was all hell to be paid.
We have people from all over the country. Look at Walter's from Central Florida. Don is from Athens, Texas. Jim Roy is from Maine. Dante is in Daytona.
He's over at Daytona, but he's from Maine also. Yeah.
Yeah. Walter is going to be coming to the show Monday night along with Bob. So you'll get to meet Bob in person.
Are they all legals?
They're all legal.
Yep.
They're all legal. So wind finally died down some in Athens, Texas. Yesterday we had sustained winds of 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, there was a tornado. There was a tornado in Dallas.
The reason Don has to leave at 7:12 is because he has to go to try to memorize the words to Kenny's songs that he'll be singing tonight.
We worked up Planet Texas, and I'm not quite sure on all the lyrics.
Right.
I see. Right. Now,
I
understand you've been doing a lot of cruising, Don.
Hey, that's a personal thing. Oh, no. Okay, you mean the cruise ships. Okay.
The cruise ship, yeah.
No, yeah. I've been actually headlining cruise ships since 2012.
I'm going to look like a milk-fed puppy by the time you get done with this show.
I went down showcase with my group Savannah Jack in 2012, and all the cruise lines hired us, and now I'm doing cruises with them, and I do some solo cruises, which is fun too. That's something I wanted to do.
That means there's nobody else on the ship.
Yes, there's it's an empty crowd, but
it's an empty.
No, it's a lot of fun to either way, because I use the house band. It's fun to work with different musicians, and you never know what you're going to get, but it's been working out really good so far.
Yeah. But the other thing, Bob, that we found out is that Don had a Sprinter RV for several years.
6 years.
6 years. So did you ever drive it?
I drove it all the time.
He drove it all the time. So,
drove it through Atlanta's traffic. That was always the scariest, to get to Atlanta.
Always a fun
down
time.
to Florida or whatever. Yeah. Oh my gosh, what a nightmare. I remember one time in particular, everybody's in their bunk sleeping, because it was custom, it had bunks and just like a bus. And everybody's sleeping, and it's pouring down typhoon rain. I got the trailer hooked up to it, going through that Atlanta traffic at night with raining so hard you couldn't see anyway. And I'm thinking to myself, well, you know what? This is more stressful than any performance concert I've ever had to do.
I've driven through Atlanta once.
I've been through those tunnels in that horrible rain.
Nightmare.
The construction there is crazy.
It's terrible.
Yeah. So to our audience, if you have any questions about life on the road, where you're in a different city every night.
Yep. Or country.
And country music, or different country, right? Yeah, exactly. Feel free to ask Don Gatlin. Everybody asked, are you one of the Gatlin brothers? But you're close.
We're just cousins. They've been really good to me since I was first time I met Larry, Steve, and Rudy was when I was 9 years old. They want us to come to their show, and we went to their show, and we got on their bus. First tour bus I was ever on was Larry's, and I'll never forget. I walked up, and Steve Gatlin was counting the money. He was counting the money. I said, "Oh, hey, that looks like a lot of money. I need to get in this show business myself."
Yeah. They were on Fox the other morning. This is their 40th anniversary, right, Don?
What, the Gatlins?
Yeah, with the Gatlin brothers. Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing a 40th anniversary tour, right? They're starting.
Now,
yeah. And the reason Don knows them so well is because he took one of those 23andMe tests, and they found him that way.
Actually, that's not right. But the thing is, I remember Larry called me one time and said, "Hey, cuz, they're doing some guys writing a book about all the Gatlins, and they did our family tree, and found out one of the absolute biggest traders in the Civil War was a Gatlin." Because we have a famous trader in our family. He got a whole bunch of his own people killed.
So you're doing 6 or 7 shows here in Florida.
Oh yeah.
But the beauty of it is that you don't have to bus it from one city to another. You've got a central location.
The routing is fantastic, and this lady who was the head of the main place we're staying. We became really friends from playing down here in Florida so much at the Villages and different places for years with Savannah Jack, and so we played here. Also did a run before here a couple years ago.
Yep.
And so
where Bob was right in this room, she
hooked us up, and she's a sweetheart, and she hooked us up at a real nice Marriott there. Give a shout out to Marriott, and I've stayed with that hotel chain. When you're on the road, you pull the. Sometimes again, when you have motorhome, you have a beautiful motorhome, by the way. I really like it a lot, seriously. And that's the thing. It's nice when you have a motorhome or even a Sprinter van. If you can't find something good, you can just sleep in your motorhome or van easily. And those motorhome stops are getting more elaborate and nicer all the time.
The Loves at the Loves.
Yeah, so nice.
That's great.
Yeah. Hookup at the Loves.
So nice.
But let's let our audience know that if they have any questions about touring or music, now's the time to ask Don. And for this particular show, why don't you tell us some of the things that people are definitely going to hear?
Well, all the big hits, of course. But we have these guys are the band that played with Kenny all those years. I mean, in particular, Randy, Chuck, and Steve go back to almost the beginning of the solo career. And there's just they were
1976.
From 76 and then 77, 79. I mean, that was the really some of my favorite music Kenny ever made was during that period with Larry Butler producing all that stuff. And it was just they were there, and I was a kid buying all those records, and then they also played on those records too, some of them, and so just to be out here with the guys that helped Kenny make that incredible career, really one of the most elite careers in the history of music. They were part of it, and a part of it for so long, which is also very special. I can count on maybe one hand legends of Kenny status, maybe a Neil Diamond, a couple Elvis Presley. There's only a couple that had that kind of lifelong huge career and had the same awesome band for that long. You know.
You know what? I think it should be pointed out, though, that factually, Kenny's career never really took off until Chuck Jacobs joined the band.
That's right. I used to tell him in '79 when I joined the group, that's when the Gambler came about. And when I joined the group, that's when he really took off.
Yep.
See, I thought it was when I started the Pennsylvania Fan Club.
Yep.
I thought that was a real boost right there.
Well, you know, when I told you before that when you do a live show, you have no idea what's going to happen. And this gentleman who's going to sit back here just a little bit just walked into the room. And if he looks.
There you go. There you go.
That you there? Oh, you're on that right.
That's good.
You on the right.
Okay. If he looks like Kenny and sounds like Kenny, he's the next closest thing because you are.
I'm his brother.
He ain't heavy.
Right.
He's my brother.
He's my brother.
Right. And you had no idea that we're going to do this.
No, I didn't.
You haven't even had a chance to say hello to people.
He does look like him. He does.
There is some heredity.
Hell, give the guy a microphone, stick him out on the stage.
Yep. You want to do that? We could lip sync a song tonight.
Right.
But this is Randy Rogers, and Randy's. Are you the baby or Sandy the baby?
I'm the baby.
He's the baby of the family.
Randy, weren't you on the road too? With did you go?
I would take my vacation and go out on the road with him just to research and develop the young ladies.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Wow.
I speak the truth.
If you think he tells the truth, Brother Roy would tell. Brother Roy would be. We'd have to find a guy that could press the beep button, because Roy, right?
7-second delay.
Roy would tell it all.
Yeah.
Right. And Roy even said that one day that in the early years, I asked Roy during an interview, and I think you might have been on that same interview. I said, Roy, did Kenny come home at Christmas and during those years? He said, yeah, he did it with a new wife every year.
Oh, my gosh.
I said, Roy, do you want me to bleep that out? He said, no.
And he had to get a new one right after that, too.
Yeah.
For our regular fans, tell them how long you've been working with the Kenny Rogers Band and Kenny.
What's that?
Tell our fans how long you've been working with Kenny and the Kenny Rogers Band.
1982. No, 1982, I just handled the advertising. And then in 83 in Worcester, we started doing promotions with Jovan, the fragrances, and Dole, and then Dodge trucks.
Yeah. Don't forget Shepler.
Who?
The blue jeans. Remember them?
Oh, the shoes. Yep. In fact, it's funny because when the commercial would begin, it would say, Jovan Fragrance presents the Kenny Rogers Christmas show. And my wife thought there was a person, the promoter was named Joe Von Fragrance.
Oh, wow.
Joe Von Fragrance.
I had the Dole pineapple program. Yeah. I still do. I still have it, I think.
Yeah. I got that
85, 86.
I have that.
John's got the chef
cardboard Kenny.
Yeah.
John's got the Chef Boyardee program.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's our standard sponsor. So look at Don Hawes says he saw Kenny and them 3 or 4 times at the old Boston Garden. Garden. Walt Burns says late 70s. Hell yeah. Checking in from Missoula, Montana. Wow. Thanks, Z and John.
Oh, well, I've been there.
Okay.
Missoula, guys.
Yeah. Uncle Bernie says, so sorry for being late. I couldn't get in. Oh, yes. I don't think we want to go there, Bernie.
Yeah. So we'll let Randy say hello to other people. I know he wants to walk around, and we're going to have Midge come over.
Okay.
And we'll continue right up until the 7:30 mark. Midge is the cook. No, I shouldn't say that. That's not really.
She's the dorm. Was she the dorm mother?
The touring caterer.
What's that?
Was she the dorm mother? You know, you go to school, you have a dorm mother that does all the cooking.
Dorm mother? Did you have to babysit these guys?
Oh my God! You try to keep up with all these men. You can see what it was challenging.
I mean, they're a wild bunch right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to wake them at 6:30 to do the show.
Now, did she include you in
Sometimes we
that?
have to wake them mid-show.
Yeah. I want to know how much trouble John gave to Midge through the years.
I can't remember.
Go ahead. You didn't say a title, and
you started. You ruined it for me.
That was your lead-in, Don.
I know. He jumped in there.
I can't remember when you weren't there.
We sounded like Cher and Sonny Bono when he joined in.
Oh, good Lord. So, Midge, we can hear you from there.
I do have a big mouth.
Yes. Yeah. So tell people what you did.
I did breakfast.
Can you hear her, Bob?
Barely.
Barely.
She come all switch places with her.
Okay, yeah, switch. Yeah.
I'm switching. I'm going over here.
All right.
Adios. Thank you for having me.
All right. See you Monday,
Your
Don.
show.
They're coming Monday night.
I love it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
We'll see you there.
All right. Looking forward to it.
Thanks, sir.
Really, you don't have to stay there. Yeah, come on, Mitch.
Well, he does look and sound like his brother. Holy.
Well, he is.
He is.
He really is the brother.
He's a brother.
We're all walking like that now. All of us. Yeah. It's nice to see Randy.
Yeah.
For sure.
He does have that.
Who you got there, John?
Does have that Kenny voice.
Yeah.
Taller than Kenny, though. Right? Wouldn't you say that?
I don't know.
No. You don't think so?
No.
Randy, you taller than Kenny?
Yeah.
Probably a little bit shorter.
No way.
Yeah, I'm a little less than 6 foot. He was about 6'2".
Oh, okay.
It's nice to see you outside of the computer.
Are we through? It's time to go or what?
I still have to go get did you go get your ticket?
I didn't get a ticket. I had to sneak in.
Yeah, we're going to have to walk out.
So you got Kenny Rogers' brother sneaking into a Kenny Rogers show. Right.
Holy moly!
Yeah, you should do that tonight. You should do that tonight. So anyway, so we're doing a show here, Mitch, and these guys are here.
Well, you can see how challenging it was.
You're
These
live.
guys are older now. Imagine them 40 years ago. They
You're
were
live,
a
Mitch.
piece of work to keep up with.
Yeah.
I ran quite a bit. That's why certain body parts don't work that way.
So
my
Midge-
knees, my hips.
Midge used to have to prepare 3 meals a day: breakfast for the crew to set up before setting
Right.
up, then lunchtime,
Right?
and then a dinner for Kenny and all that other stuff. I know people want
Sound
to
check, dressing rooms.
Was Kenny a particular? Did he have particular dietary requirements?
Well, when he decided that he wanted to diet, that was always the funny part, because he say, "Oh, this tour I want to have chicken and fish.
Okay.
I want chicken and fish, Midge, for the 3 weeks. But what's for dessert? And I'll take 2." And that's when he always used to laugh. I mean, he had certain foods that he liked a lot, like banana pudding and strawberry shortcake, and lasagna, and I mean he was a all around good eater, really and truly,
Yeah.
Those are good staples to have. Yeah.
Oh no, pizza guy.
Oh,
Pizza.
Diet Coke from McDonald's.
Yep.
Says Randy and Steve. Now, what about Garth Shaw says Kenny was a Waffle House guy at one time. Is that true?
In the middle of the night, we used to
I have
stop.
pizza every night after the show.
Yeah.
McMuffin for breakfast every morning.
Pineapple pizza.
That's one of my favorites.
There was a time we were up in Maine, and I was so excited because I got big lobsters for everybody. And he comes in and he says, "Oh, I don't want lobster. I want a pizza." And I said, well, that'll be good because the guys will be happy to have the lobsters. You know, food never went to waste when you're traveling with all these guys. It never, that was never an issue. It's just trying to keep up with all of them.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah, it was, but it was a lot of fun, and we were younger then.
Yep. And but Kenny wasn't the only rock person that rock doesn't roll on an empty stomach. Bob, right. I don't know if you can put that title up because is it still available on Amazon?
Yeah, it's still available on
Rock
Amazon.
Doesn't Roll on an Empty Stomach by Midge Truby. Trubey. And now Walter Swenson, Walter would, if he's still watching, Walter would have a picture of that book up on screen already.
He'll have it up before I can type it.
Yeah.
Midge, how do you spell your last?
I traveled with Journey, Billy Joel, Prince, Michael Jackson,
How do you
Dan
spell last
Galen,
name, John?
Beach Boys,
John.
to name a few. Time out.
But
Time out. How do you spell your last name, Midge?
Trubey. B as in boy. Trubey.
Okay, here it is. Rock Doesn't Roll on an Empty Stomach, Midge Truby. Okay.
yeah,
All right.
there we go.
Thank you.
There we go.
What was the strangest thing anybody on the band asked for? What was the strangest meal? Anybody? Any Chuck? Anybody? What was the strangest meal you cooked for them?
What's the strangest meal? I don't remember anything really being strange. I always tried to cook regionally, because the guys would like barbecue, they'd like steaks, fish, chicken. There wasn't really anything that the guys did not like. But, it was the idea of being able to be right there with them so that, when the riders go out, and that's when they tell you ahead of time, like this is what we want you to fix. But it'd be like if Chuck says, Midge, I don't feel like steak. Tomorrow night, can we have hamburgers, or can we do chicken, or can we, whatever. And that's what made it good with traveling with them, because you could change that. And if somebody got sick, like as far as getting cough medicine or vitamins or that type of thing, I took care of them that way too. They called me mom.
But did you cook on the bus, or did you have your own bus to cook on?
No, I developed my own kitchen, as it were. I had an electric range that had a 100-foot pigtail on it. Wow. That the guys would hot wire through the ceilings or anywhere. When I say I've cooked through the finest bathrooms in the country. That's the truth, because none of these halls then had kitchens. So I've cooked on loading docks and in hallways and bathrooms. It didn't matter. I needed water more than anything else, and the buildings was never a problem because of power. I needed ice. Well, you don't have to worry about ice when you've got all the ice machines for the concessions. And then the same thing with the refrigeration. I had a full-size refrigerator that you took in the front and the back off of, and you plugged it in, and I had instant refrigeration. And then I designed a road case that carried all the pots and pans and really all the different cookbooks. That's what my book is about. Is I changed a lot of the things, but with the different recipes. But it was the idea of keeping things fresh and keeping things new for these guys. That was the challenge.
Tell them you can go on YouTube and search for Rock Doesn't Roll on an Empty Stomach.
YouTube or Amazon?
YouTube. It's there. That was in 1981 with Maria Shriver. Yeah. When they did that show in Wichita, Kansas.
Oh, you were in it?
Oh yeah, scared me to death.
Okay, Bob. Chuck is adding something from here. Go ahead, yeah. Chuck. Say that again.
So if you go on YouTube and just search for Rock Doesn't Roll on an Empty Stomach.
Yeah.
You'll see a feature. 1981, Maria Shriver did a segment on Midge.
On Dateline or one of those kind of shows?
I think she was a morning.
PM Magazine.
Oh, PM Magazine. So 1981. It's dated. You can. Yeah. But you can see it. It's
the grocery store and all that good stuff. Yeah.
Having like 4 carts full of food.
Yeah, 4 6 carts.
Yeah, and
But-
Chuck just appeared into the
Check it out.
That's on a
into
roll.
the green screen. I gotta get out of here because these guys are using this room as a rehearsal room.
I just put it up. Thank you, Midge. I just put it up there. Check it out on YouTube.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for joining John in his impromptu press conference with the Kenny
there's
Rogers
Bernie.
Band.
John's the best.
There's Bernie. Look
John's
at
the
Bernie.
best.
Bernie put the link up. Thank you,
Uncle-
Bernie.
Uncle Bernie's got the whole link. All right,
Bernie.
Bernie.
Wow.
Attaboy.
Well, thank you.
All right,
you.
thanks, Midge. Thanks,
All
Chuck.
right, have a good night.
Thanks, John.
Thanks. Yeah, I gotta go get my
Okay,
ticket.
I got to get them out. I got to get out of here and give them the room.
You got to go someplace else?
Well, there's no other rooms, and they're going to use this as rehearsal room. So when you try to put something together at the last minute, this is what happens.
Well, I'm bringing Sherry up. So
Yeah, bring Sheri up. I'll stay as long as I can.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Boo-doo-doo. And Sheri Fuller, the first lady of
Hey there.
RV Rent.
How are
Hey,
you guys
Sheri.
doing?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing good. John, you look good.
Thank you.
Hey, I got
Is my parking spot, Sheri? We leave on Saturday. Is my parking spot still there?
Bobby just asked me, he says, when's John due back? I'm like, he's down in Florida.
Yep.
I said, he's traveling with the Kenny Rogers band right now.
Yeah,
So
and
he was
I'm gonna
wondering.
be
So
the
now
lead
we know.
keyboard player.
Next week?
We leave
Be careful what you wish for.
Saturday. We leave Saturday and get de-winterized on Monday morning. So I should be home by Wednesday.
Okay, you got it.
I got to try something. I was playing around with some stuff today, and hopefully,
Look at that.
Fuller RV in Boylston. Sales and rentals of quality RVs and trailers for over 38 years. Featuring a wide variety of new and used Class A, C, travel trailers, and toy haulers. Reasonably priced to fit all budgets. There's no special license needed to drive our RVs or tow our trailers. And we offer single axle trailers that can be pulled by a 6-cylinder SUV. Buy or rent with confidence from the pros at Fuller RV. Route 140 Boylston.
There you go. That's Zip.
there you
Looking
go.
good.
That's Zip's voice.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Did I cut my camera
You
off?
got your camera. Okay, there you go.
Say, oh, that's my camera? Oh, yeah. Okay. So, Sheri, you're getting, there's always a busy season for you, but now you've been on the tour circuit, the show circuit. You've been getting some feedback from the customers. What's the sense of the rental market this year?
Well, I'll tell you, after 3 weeks every weekend, I've had enough shows for a little while. I got one more. I got this weekend off, and then we're going to be in Mohegan Sun for the last one.
Oh, is that next
But-
week?
That's the 15th, St. Patty's Day weekend.
Oh, I'll have to run down for that.
And so basically, believe it or not, like yesterday, the phone just started ringing, and we have been actually booking rentals starting now. And we just bought a beautiful toy mover. It's a Grand Design Momentum, 36-foot, absolutely gorgeous. Wait until you see it, John, when you get back. It is beautiful. Actually, it's on the website right now, stock number 50, but it's a 2024 36-foot. It's gorgeous.
Scored a big one for that. Now, what do you need to tow? That's a fifth wheel. So, what do you need?
No, it's a regular bumper pull.
Oh, it's a bumper pull.
But it maxes out at 13,000 pounds. It's coming in at 9,000 dry.
Okay, that's right. Because
So-
they did make a trailer toy hauler. Yeah, on the Momentum line is all toy haulers.
Yeah. Bob
Yeah,
Chuck has been following me around. He said he didn't want to be on the air, but he's now I've moved into the dressing room from the meeting room.
And I'm proof.
Autographs at 11, Chuck.
Yeah. See, Chuck's got his earplugs there, ear monitors.
Chuck's all set. All you got to do is
They're not hearing aids,
I could use them.
so he could hear his own playing. And
we guess what? We sold the Outlaw C, because
Yeah.
we sold the Outlaw A. So
Yeah.
The
the
big
Outlaw
one.
C, the Outlaw, the 31-foot,
Yep.
had a call from a gentleman from Turkey.
Turkey.
He's got a dirt bike rider over there that's looking for that C. The day before we bought the other the trailer, he called. Well, we got the deposit. Now Bobby's got to bring the Outlaw C down to the port of Baltimore to put it on the boat to go over to Turkey. They're wiring the money to me next week. I already sent them the instructions. So
get the money before you ship.
Right.
Get the money first.
When the check
money's going to be in the account before he even thinks about leaving.
Yes.
But yeah, he's going to be going down to the port of Baltimore. Okay, now John, he's not going to flat tow the Explorer. We're hoping that the Navigator will be flat tow ready.
Yeah. Well, Steve, you need this room?
I will in a minute, but I'm okay right now.
Okay. So I'm getting thrown out of this room too.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to say that while Sheri's on the phone, even if you don't own an RV, you need to experience January or February in Florida, because outside of the first week here around the Daytona 500, where it was only in the 50s, today it was about 81 or so.
Nice.
Don't feel as though you have to spend $100,000 on an RV. Rent one and just come on down. It's like another world. When I look at the news and it shows pictures up in New England, I say, why are people staying there? Right, Bob?
Right.
I mean, and with the RV, there are some campgrounds. Again, we prefer, like Spacious Skies is a company that we do a lot of business with, and we prefer the private campgrounds. But there are some not city campgrounds, but county campgrounds, and some state campgrounds, like Army Corps of Engineers campground, which full hookups for $30 a night. Okay. And if you have the senior pass, which I qualify for, it's $15 a night. So
I go
a whole week we stayed for $60.
Wow.
Sheri,
Nice.
When you get people that want to go to state and national parks, what kind of material or education, because certain units won't fit in national parks, what kind of introduction do you do to people who really want to take, just like what John did this trip, a lot of state parks, a lot of national parks?
Well, you know what I found over the last couple of shows? They have said that you're looking at 25 feet to get in most of the national parks. In the state parks is the ideal size.
Yep.
When think about it, 10 years ago, you could be 37 feet. Now they got them down to 25 feet to make it in most of the parks. I haven't figured that part out, but so far, I mean, I've got one unit last minute rental, went down to Florida where John is, touring with her mother because they lost her father. So they wanted to get her mother out while they could. And they did 2 weeks. She's due back actually a week from today. So she's out for 1 week. And I've got another last minute. They were going to go. How about this, Bob? They were going to go to California, and they were trying to put it together in a week. And they're going for 24 days.
Wow.
And then when I put the package together, they said, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then they're trying to figure out how they're going to do everything. And they realized how much driving they're going to do and how much time they're going to have. And it wasn't jiving. So they ended up changing their mind, changing the unit, came by yesterday to repick. So Monday they got the contract. Tuesday they came by, picked another unit. Today I just showed them out on the one they're taking, but instead of leaving Friday, they're going to leave Monday. And guess where they're going now?
Florida.
They're going to Canada.
Canada. Oh.
They're going to go out to Niagara, go over to Toronto, up to Ottawa, and then around and come back down through New Hampshire, Vermont. I says, okay. And they're doing that. They're doing that for 2 weeks.
You want me to put you down? 1 second, Sheri.
Yep.
John, you want to stay on or you want me to put you down?
Yeah. No, I'll go in a minute, but I just wanted to say hi to Frank Farrell.
Hi.
Frank.
Hiya.
Frank
How you
does
doing?
all the sound and lights and makes the show look good even
You guys
when
look great there, wherever you're at.
Nice.
I saw the post last week about Frank and
Frank,
his
that's-
contributions to the show. Right.
That's right. But look here, I'm going to walk out here and show you the stage, and then I got to get off because I got to give them.
Sure, I'm going to put you down. You
Hold
figure
on,
it out.
hold
I'll
on.
watch for it and come back up. Sure, what's I'll him down under the stage. He commandeered a dressing room or something where the guys were having dinner. So what's popular this year?
I think a little of everything. Nobody's actually zeroed in on anything. We've got some bookings coming. We've got the C's, A's, the trailer. So a little of everything. And when I've been talking to I've done 6 shows so far, and it's been a variety. Nothing zeroing in. Everybody's all over the place. So
let me ask you something. With the exposure the industry has had post-COVID, during COVID and post-COVID.
Yep.
I'm going to guess that before COVID, you'd get a lot of people coming to your display and saying, "Oh, I didn't know you could rent these," or "You actually can do this for a day or 2 a week." Is there a more educated renter now? Do most people who come up to the booth understand that you can rent RVs, or do we still have a lot of education?
No, you still have a lot of one-timers, a lot of first-timers. Really? But you do have people that are upgrading, or they went when they were kids, and that they now want to do it on their own because they have their kids. Had a couple of those. And then, or they went years ago, they stopped, and now they're getting back into it because, of course, they're retiring. So now they're trying to find the one that is going to meet their needs now. Like, they don't need bunks. They want more room, or it's kind of the same, but not. I mean, there are still a lot of people out there that don't realize you can rent them. I still have them coming to the booth like that. At the outdoor show last week, everybody was like, "Oh, you can rent these? Oh, I'm right around the corner from you guys. I know where you are. But you know what? We're looking at doing this trip, so we got to come over and see you." So I had like a half dozen people from Boylston see me at the outdoor expo this weekend. I'm like, okay, I just had to go an hour for you guys to see me.
And did they even know that you were in Boylston until they?
Oh yeah, they say, "Oh yeah, I drive by you all the time. We got to stop in. Now that we're ready to do something, we're gonna stop in and check out what you've got." And they took the flyer, so it's good. They took the brochure, so it works that way. But it's crazy. It's still all over the place. So many people they just don't know. It's new to them.
That's I'm somewhat surprised at that, given the amount of money that we spend on the Go RVing campaign.
Yep.
and getting the word out. How do we reach those people?
You can't. It's like we've been on 140 for 40 years. And all of a sudden, somebody sees me at the RV show and said, "So I can rent motorhomes? So you guys rent motorhomes?" Yeah, I drive by you every day, but I didn't realize it dawns on them because they're in that time frame where they're ready to try something, or they want to go, they've thought about it, or it's the kids brought it up. They want to take it. That's the other thing. A lot of it, the kids want to do it. So that's what it's coming down to. But no, there's people, they drive by years ago when they know where we are, and now it's that time.
But you do have that sign out front that says rent or buy.
Seriously, we've got in the motorhomes for rent, for sale, and I still say people will come in and the phone calls. So, do you rent motorhomes? Yes, we do. For one day? Yes, we do. Or longer? Yep. And then they say, well, a lot of them are, "So can we drive them ourselves?" I said, "Of course you can. You can go to California." So what it is a lot of these peer-to-peers, because I ran into a couple, and with a lot of the peer-to-peers, they drive it, drop it off. These people are not allowed to drive. So I says, I got people jumping in my Class A's that have never driven something that big. They're gone. I said, they come back in one piece. So this is what I do for a living.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, I would have never let anybody drive my unit." It's like, you got to. They're paying the price.
Yeah. What's Walter saying here? It's not important to some people until it is, or until it is, and they realize they want to do something different. That's a
He's
good point.
right.
Good
He's
point.
right.
Yeah.
He's so right. You have to be ready to do it, and that's when it is.
this has got to be one. This is going to be Rhonda. I guess there's no Bruins game tonight. Can't they read the signs all over the road in front of your building? I guess not. I don't know. That may be Joe. It may be Rhonda.
But you're right. There's so many signs, and I swear, people will walk in the office. So, do you guys rent motorhomes or trailers? Yes, we do. And yes, rent, it does have an advantage. It really does. You know what? And I've been telling a lot of people, you got to try it first. Don't take that month rental, go cross country if you've never been in something. Do a weekend and get your feet wet.
Can't they fix the way? Oh, can't they fix the way?
No, you can't.
I don't know. I'm having a tough time. That could be Rhonda, or that could be Joe. That comment could come out of either one of their mouths. Oh,
you know what's funny is Joe. What's funny is
hey Joe, good winter for snow plowing, huh, Joe?
We just had a family. They went in December, and they just called and booked to go in April. So that's kind of nice. They're going on a nice trip. They're heading they're going southwest, so it's not bad. Right. But the people are coming in, they're booking. So it looks pretty good.
Now you had last year, I think you had that one guy that came in that looked at the diesel pusher and wanted to go out, and then he wound up taking it for a month, right? Was he a doctor or something that he was looking, and then he saw your diesel pusher and you worked with him, but he took it for like either last year or the year before.
I think it was the year before, but it's yes, he did. You know what? The Navigator went out on like back-to-back rentals a year ago.
Really?
Yeah, it did. It was weird, but in
right,
the
now you and I know Navigator, so tell them what the Navigator is.
It's a 39-foot diesel pusher with the multiple slides, and it's gorgeous. It really is. But the people, I mean, even that's coming down in price. So now that the sale prices are coming down, the rental rates are coming down. So now people are getting closer to, maybe I will try a diesel pusher. But we also have some good A's that we picked up that are just as nice and a little cheaper and easier to get in.
Go back on that comment. The steel prices are coming down.
The steel prices, yes, we dropped them before the Springfield show. We repriced 55 units. And out of those 55 units, they went down between, say, 2,000 up to 10,000. They went down. 2,000 to 10,000. They dropped in price.
All right, so help me out. My brain's not working well tonight. The unit is already on your lot. You already own it. Why does a drop in steel prices cause you to drop your prices?
Because the value is dropping on NADA and Dealer Black Book. So as those prices go down, we look at it every month. So if it doesn't move. We haven't adjusted pricing, the sale prices for almost 6 months.
So you're talking about the units that you resell.
Right. The rental units that we're renting. Yeah. That are for sale at the same time.
Okay. I was trying to relate it to somebody renting for a month, saying, now, how the hell is she tying this to a rental?
Nope. And then, so basically, because the sale price is going down, now the rental rate's going down too. Yeah. So now a lot of, even the new ones, like the 22s that have never left the yard, those are starting to come into an area where, okay, maybe that's not going to be that bad. We can try a 22 that's never been on the road. So we still have 34 Class Cs, and out of that, we probably have 8 that have never left the road, and that never went on the road.
From the lot?
From the lot. The 22s that we just got because they were too high priced for rentals. So now that the price is down, the rental rate is down, so now they can. So, but, people have to get on the lot and see what I've got to pick from the variety.
And there certainly is enough of a variety.
There's 28 floor plans out of 65 units. And well, actually, out of
that's
30,
just some of them. That's just a few of them, right?
So out of 34 C's, there's 28 floor plans to pick from. A's, I got all 8 of them are 8 different floor plans. Trailers, we're back. Actually, okay, we're right around 17. And at 17 trailers, you've got at least 10 different floor plans. So you got something for everybody, no matter how you look at it. I was talking to people that want to put them on a piece of land because they're not going to build on. So they actually want to purchase it. And then I saw a guy up in Lunenburg that's talking about putting a skate park in. And he's talking about buying one of the larger trailers because he's got to house the workers while they're building the skate park.
Good point.
So that would work out perfect.
That's a good point. Now with the, you actually had a real winter up there this year.
Oh boy, was it cold.
So did that result in a lot of down lines? I know you do a lot with National Grid.
No, you know what? We didn't do any work with National Grid or RV Rhode Island. Rhode Island Energy. Nothing. No calls. With all the ice and the wind, nothing. I know. I'm shocked. I think it's been a year. But you know, that's how it is. Sometimes there's just no storms.
Yep. Now, I know you had one destination trailer, but I think you sold it, didn't you? Do you still have the?
Sold that a couple years ago.
Yep.
And we picked. Well, I'll tell you, we sold that. We picked up a Solitude, a 36-foot fifth wheel, gorgeous. It was owned by a family in Princeton that they use as seasonal. We bought it at the end of last season, so that's on the rental fleet, 36 feet long. And then we just got that toy hauler, 36-foot, 2024 unit. Oh my God. They only used it 3 times. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I took pictures. I was in awe about it. It is very nice.
And that's on the lot now and ready.
And that's on the lot, all set up.
So if somebody wanted to take something like that for a week or a month, what's a good ballpark?
That is renting for $22.50 a week. Okay. I think $22.50 a week right now.
Yep.
And because of the sale price, and then no mileage because it's a trailer. You just got to have the truck to tow it.
Right. But you'll drop it off though, right? You'll put it in place. Charge them extra for the delivery. You froze. I don't know, Sheri. Looks like Sheri has frozen up on us, and I don't see DePietro anymore. Sheri, can you hear me at all? No, let me go back and see who we missed, because I'll bet we missed a lot of things. Bernie says sale prices. Oh, yeah, for Joe. Nice. Good to see you, Joe. So, yeah, is in relation to it was a good winter. Right. I can't teach him how to think. Okay, Mass Good Sam again. Charlie says renting has its advantages, a lot of advantages. Okay, she dropped off to do that. Let me just see a couple of more here. We're getting pretty close to the end. Walter said, evening, Sheri. What's that link to, Dunn? Is that also to Midge's book, maybe? I don't know. Walter says she is even in the AI engines out of the web. Wow, there you go. Yeah, there you are.
Okay, so you know how you get a new computer and it's supposed to work better than the old one?
Yeah.
And I said, I've got it all charged. I still have it plugged in. All of a sudden it went blank. I'm like, oh my God, it did it to me again. And it's even plugged in. So and it was fully charged.
So you didn't have it plugged in. Well, actually,
it was plugged in. It was plugged in, but you know what? I was off on that price. It's actually only like $16.50 a week to rent.
That's a hell of a deal.
I know, but it's gorgeous. You know, it's in that price range. But again, we have so much to choose from. In the ease of choosing is by you just come to the lot. You look through them all. All the doors are open 7 days a week. I tell everybody, we leave you alone. They're all marked. You got the book. You go out there and you look at them all for 4 hours. And then when you find something, you come up and I price it out. 5 minutes. You're out the door. And then you call me when you decide. Yep. And everybody loves that idea. That's how I've been approaching them at the shows, telling them you have hassle-free. You can look at them all. Nobody's following you, bugging you. Take your time. Find the one that's going to meet your criteria, and then ask me to price it out and do it. But there are a lot of people that want to do cross-country trips. I've priced out 6 or 8 of them, and I remind them, if you have never been in one, please just do a weekend. And they're all for it. I said, all you need is like 1 or 2 days just to get your feet wet, and then you'll know what you're doing.
Yep.
So they listen to a point.
Yeah. A lot of campground renovations in New England this year.
I was going to say, Circle C, yes, got sold, huh?
Are you kidding me? I didn't know Peter sold it.
Yes, it's Happy Grounds now. Happy Grounds bought him. He wasn't at the shows. Somebody at the first show told me that he got bought out. They sold out.
I wonder if, because I get all of his postings for the campground usually, but now that you say that, I haven't had anything from him for a while. So he skipped off. So Happy
Grounds. Happy Grounds bought 4. They bought Berry's Grove. They bought Circle C. And I forget what else, because they had them all on their table. They were at the Providence? No.
Well, there's a lot of activity. Spacious Skies is looking to.
They were at the Providence show.
Yep. And this modern America Campgrounds has been buying up a ton of campgrounds in the Northeast. I'm not familiar with Happy Campers. Really? Yeah. But there's a lot of activity. Yeah. Lone Oak campsites down in Connecticut. They sold the Modern America Campground. Yeah.
They did?
Yeah. Yeah. That was about a year ago.
Oh.
Peter and
those are the ones I see, a lot of the Connecticut ones when I go down to Mohegan.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see who's still out there. I know like Mineral Springs I saw at actually at Springfield, I saw them. And they're still going strong. Briley's still going strong, another small family campground. But yeah, I mean, a lot of that, I couldn't believe that Circle CG. I'm like, what?
That one surprises me because Peter.
I think what they say last fall, I think, after they closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Peter had just taken it over probably 5 years ago.
Exactly. And they said something. He was ready. He was ready. I'm like, okay.
We had Marshall Galvin on last week, and they've been doing a lot of new renovations, they're putting in some pickleball courts. They had to, interesting comment she made, they had to close down the bike
park because of liability.
Insurance, yeah. That's crazy.
I know. And you know what, the grandkids loved going there. But you know what, I can understand it. There's not somebody always down there. The kids think they can do their tricks, and somebody gets hurt.
Yep.
Yeah. So the bike park is now the pickleball.
Yeah.
And they also renovated the pool, and they put a splash pad in next to it. Right behind the rec hall.
Yeah. So they do something every year. They
do
a fantastic.
But you know what? That campground is wonderful.
It is. Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, there's no question. Great for rallies or family reunions.
Yep. I couldn't believe this last September, we were the only ones that had units on display down there.
Yep, I know.
I can't believe it.
It's such an opportunity.
I know.
It's just for exposure, because you're sitting there with all of the Northeast region camping charity people, but then you got everybody else in the park.
You got 400 campers in there, for crying out loud, because it's usually sold out.
Right. Yeah. She was excited. Well, all right. So our guest on the last half here has been Sheri Fuller. We like to call her the first lady of RV rentals in the Northeast. I don't know what we'd do without you, Sheri. But thanks for coming on. And you got one more show at Mohegan Sun, right?
Yep. St. Patty's Day weekend.
Now, you don't think there'll be any drinking down there, do you?
Oh, heck no.
No. All right. We'll see you
All
guys
right.
later on. And we'll see you next week. Thanks, Sheri. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
This edition of RVing in New England was a presentation of the New England RV Dealers Association. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.